Hi, I'm Bryony Blake and I'm a makeup artist, and today I'm going to show you the movie star look on Joanna. Now this is all about sleek, beautiful and sophisticated makeup, but really simple. So let's get started. To start off with, I'm going to use the Beauty Booster Sheer Foundation. Now I love this foundation because it's perfect for people that don't want too much coverage, but at the same time, you can layer it with a concealer to give it a full coverage if you want. Now I'm applying this with the Kabuki brush, and the reason I'm doing that is because by buffing it in a kind of circular motions, this will stimulate the skin and it will kind of give it that gorgeous glow. I'm only going to put a really fine layer of this all over because then I'm going to go in with a concealer and just cover up any areas that I need a little bit more coverage on. So now I've put the Beauty Booster on, I'm going to go in with my flat, slightly larger end flat detailing brush. And I'm just going to go in and cover any areas that I need a little bit more coverage. So always around the nose tends to need a little bit more, and also just under the eyes as well. Now this has mineral and zinc in it, so it's really good for people that also have blemishes because that's got a healing property in it. Then I'm just going to use my finger, especially with under the eye area, and just really pat that in so the product will really sink into the skin. When you're happy with your base, I'm now going to just pop a little bit of powder on just to take away a little bit of shine. I'm going to use the Soft Focus powder. This is beautiful because a lot of people get a bit funny about powder. It has mineral microspheres, and what that does is it helps to blur any fine lines but also take down any shine. And it's such a fine ground powder that you're not going to get any cakiness. It's not going to sit on the surface of the skin. You can just roll the brush underneath. So what that will do is just pick up any powder that it wants to rather than patting it into the eye area. So just simply roll the brush like that, and obviously on the chin area as well. So now we're going to shape the brows a little bit. I'm going to use a tiny little bit of Kahai, which is this beautiful kind of very soft brown eyeshadow. So I'm just going to brush up any hairs with the spoolie. Start off really, really lightly because you just want to kind of map out where the eyebrows would be. Just follow the natural shape of the brow. Now, if you're finding that any eyeshadow product is coming across a little bit reddy, because Joanna's got really, really like white hair, you will find that sometimes the colour changes a little bit. How to get through that is take a little colour, more grey tone. So I'm going to take Baobab and just slightly pop that through. And you can see straight away that that just takes away any of the redness. So this will just really help you out with that. So with my 3-in-1 brush, I'm now going to take the fluffy brush and I'm going to take Kahai, the eyeshadow, and I'm just going to take that along the lash line. So start off with it very, very gently. By starting off gently, you know you're not going to use too much of the product. And then what I tend to do is just ever so slightly put your thumb above the eyebrow and just lift it so you can see that perfect arch just there, and then just very, very gently bring it down. And then what you want to do is just go a little bit above where you can see the eye socket. So that's your cut-off point. And then what you want to do is just really gently buff that all the way up to that area. And that will just assure that you can see the eyeshadow when the eye's open. I'm just going to take the angled brush now, just tap off any excess, and I'm just going to pat that along the bottom of the lash line as well. And just make sure that there's no gaps and it's all blended beautifully. Then I'm going to take the fluffy end of the eyeshadow brush and I'm going to go in with Aura, this beautiful kind of pinky shimmery tone. Again, just tap it off with your hand, and I'm going to go into the corner of the eye, so right on the inny part of the eye, just there, and very, very gently just blend that across the eyeball area. Then I'm going to take the Silk Gel Liner in brown, and I'm going to very, very gently just start from the middle and do very small little dots. If you want to, you can put a little bit of a flick, but I'm actually going to use now my smudger brush, which is on the other side, and I'm just going to blend that all together by using the point. I'm going to take the pencil again, and again in dots, just dot it underneath the lash line. Again, go right to the root, and again with the smudger end, just blend that through. So I'm now going to apply some mascara, and we're going for brown. The reason why we're going for brown is sometimes black can be a bit of a statement, so the brown is just a really nice touch to kind of add drama, but not too much drama. So I'm just applying the fixing gel first. Then I'm going to go in with the fibres. I'm just going to take the fibres onto the top lash. Give it a little wiggle so you know it's coating every single lash. And then last but not least, go back in with the fixing gel just to secure all of that. Once you're happy with the eye, then go in with your concealer and just take off anything that might have dropped. So take the flat end of the brush, and just give it a little once over with that, and that will just make sure that if there's any kind of droppage whatsoever, you're cleaning that up. So I'm now going to add a little bit of colour to the cheeks. I'm going to go with Coral Bloom, and this is the cream base. I'm going to take my kabuki brush as well, just stipple it into the blusher. And what you want to do is just pop it on the apples of the cheeks, just blend it up towards the top of the ear. I love using a kabuki brush to do this because it just gives that really lovely, soft kind of tint to the cheek rather than a heavy cheek, because you don't want it too smudgy. And then take your thumb. What I like to do is just tap with my finger with my thumb just to blend it all in. Then with my middle finger, I'm going to apply a creamy highlighter in Sunrise. Just take a little bit of that, and I'm popping that just on the top part of the cheek. And then also, I'm going to take a little bit, just with my finger, just on the Cupid's bow there. So that just highlights that element there too. Now to finish this look, we're going for a beautiful Hollywood red lipstick. And the best one for that is Hot Poppy. Now I'm going to apply this with a small detailing brush. I'm going to make sure that the brush is really loaded for this because I want to get a really beautiful, pronounced pout. Now the texture of this lipstick is actually slightly matte, but not at all drying. So you know that it's going to have that staying power. So use it flat and go all the way along. So you've got real detail there. And again, just from the outer side, you want to give her a nice pronounced Cupid bow. And then you can go over again with more of the product. And make sure it's all coated, the entire lip is coated. And that will also help it stay put. So even if you eat or drink, you know that you've got a really good even coverage all over the lip. And with everything finished, we've taken your hair down to look all glam. And I'm just going to finish off with a tiny bit of soft focus. Now that everything's settled a little bit, just pop a tiny bit on the forehead, along the nose, corners of the nose, and of course not forgetting upper lip and chin. And that is how you get the movie star look.